After 12 years of the People's National Movement in office, leader of the Tobago Organisation of the People, Ashworth Jack, says it is interesting that community malls are being built and are geared towards retail and not production. Minority leader Ashworth Jack was speaking about improved development for Tobago at his bi-monthly media briefing.
Mr. Ashworth Jack went into details.
And you would expect, if you want to encourage employment and stuff, you will create places for production and not for simply buy and selling. So one of the things that, and you know, it's interesting, if you go to the TOP manifestos, you will recognize, I don't know who advised them in the last year, the exact thing that we were speaking about, but we were talking about creating production hubs in the areas. They have created malls.
Seeing that Tobago is now focusing on improving the agricultural sector, Mr. Jack believed that the malls would have included production houses.
They will act as retail areas for these things that have been vacuum packed and stuff. You will expect that you will do some of those places to create downstream in terms of juices and stuff like that, local juices, so that when our visitors come, they can visit some of these areas and get indigenous Tobago juices. But what you're doing is that you're creating a shop to go and buy an orchard.
From his organization's standpoint, this minority leader declared that when, not if, the TOP is given a chance to manage Tobago, they would deal with creating industrial areas in villages.
To take places like your paint shops, your vehicle repair, stuff like that, off the road and put them into one concentrated area. So your oil, everything will be trapped in a pit and they can be properly disposed of. Sometimes you have a repair shop that is close to a home. That child might have asthma or something like that. It affects those children. So if there are a number of those mini industrial areas set up throughout Tobago, it allows for a better flow of traffic.
This, he said, would also create employment, not short-term employment, which has happened continuously with the PNM administration.
The issue of just creating short-term employment for an election is something that I think that we should be very careful with. If you're going to create employment, it must be sustainable employment. Because simply to create employment because an election is coming, it's to join the bandwagon of fooling people. But I'm quite sure that there have been a number of things that have been looked at in terms of employment creation that will be sustainable, and they will be rolled out in the very near future. Very, very near future. Not just simply to create a job that will finish in January 2013.
The Tobago Organisation of the People has been discussing different areas that they are going to be dealing with, such as a university construction in Tobago East, a school for differently abled children, a shelter for homeless children, and training courses for the liquefied natural gas plant in Cove. Reporting for Channel 5 News, I'm Davia Chambers.